We'll have an opening comment from the coach, followed by Q&A for the student athletes, and then questions for the coach. Again, please bear with me. I'll have to repeat the questions as they're asked, so if you guys would give me a moment, I'll repeat the question. First off, opening statement from Coach.
Well, first we want to congratulate the Cornell Big Red, Coach DeLuca and his staff. I said to our guys after the game that if we were in that situation, down by 7 goals, would we have given up? And everybody certainly agreed that we would not have, and certainly they did not. They played brilliantly at the end and played fiercely, and so we congratulate them. For us, once again, it was a team victory. A lot of guys making plays. I think it was 9 different people scored goals, 8 different people had assists. Greg DeLuca scored a goal as a short stick D mini. Billy Connors as a pole. A lot of people that really had a lot to do with today's victory. So, and that has been certainly our MO all year, is that it's a total team concept, and we were delighted with the effort of our guys for 60 minutes. Playing with a 14-7 lead is not easy. It sounds like it might be, but it's not. And certainly the Cornell kids really played hard, really revved it up, and our guys, withstood the hits and made some plays at the end. So we're grateful that we can spend another 2 days together, which is really what this team is about.
All right, questions for the student athletes? Yes.
Kyle, I know it's been up and down season at times for you in the postseason. What was going for you today, and did you feel like that was one of the best games that you pieced together this season?
Questions for Kyle. He's asking if you thought this is one of the best games you pieced together all season after up and down.
Yeah, early on, it took me a little while to get settled in, but I felt like I was seeing the ball well today. They were giving a lot of low-angle shots. Our defense was on their hands early, and I was pretty happy about getting my saves up. So.
Yes, in the middle.
Brendan, can you talk about what was going through your mind during the final face-off with about 53 seconds left in the game?
Question was for Brendan. What was going through your mind during the final face-off with 53 seconds left in the game?
I just kind of tried to go out there just like it was any other face-off, not to freak out, not to get all nervous. Just I went out there. I've taken a bunch of face-offs this year, just tried to treat it like any other one. But Dave Lawson got me pumped up. He was on my way. He looked over and gave me started yelling at me, so I got excited for that. But just try to look at it like it was a normal face-off.
And can you also talk about breaking the face-off record for most in a single season?
The follow-up was, can you talk about breaking the face-off record for a single season?
I don't know. That's cool. I'll enjoy that on after Monday. Right now, the focus is really just winning on Monday.
Yes.
For both of you guys, just what was it like, kind of as Cornell's inching back into this? Was it difficult to stay calm when you were just talking about the treatment, like things were going on? How did you guys handle that?
Question for both the student athletes. How did you stay calm in the final moments?
We just kind of had to hold them off for the last few minutes. We knew they weren't going to sit back. They were going to make a run. They're a very explosive offensive team, and we knew their seniors on offense weren't going to just sit back and finish the game like that. So we just had to hold them off and keep our composure for the last 5 minutes.
Piggyback off Kyle there. I think just try to stay composed at the end there and just not freak out when they were coming back. We've made runs this year too when teams are up big on us. So they're going to give you your best shot. It's a lot easier to play sometimes when you're down because you kind of have nothing to lose. We just need to get one goal, get one thing going. And I know Dave Lawson came up huge with that last goal he scored. So that kind of relaxed everyone a little bit and helped us finish it out.
Yes, right here.
Kyle, with a player of Rob Pinnell's caliber, is it just a question of accepting that he's going to get his share of points and just trying to limit the damage?
Question was for Kyle. The player of Rob Pinnell's caliber. The question of accepting that you're going to Dixon, coach.
Yeah, we knew we weren't going to shut him off. He's a great player, and we knew he was going to just go to the cage like crazy, but just had to stay calm, and even if he scored, just shake it off and move to the next play.
Yes, back.
Players, I guess, it's not anything new, I guess, over the last couple of years, but 2-4 start to the finish that you guys have had, 12-1 down the stretch. What's the difference end of the year to the beginning of the year?
Question for the players. What's the difference at the beginning of the year to the end of the year?
I definitely think it's just confidence in the system. It takes a little for everyone to buy into what the coaches are preaching. But once we do, we start to see the success we can have from it.
Yeah. Yeah, to piggyback off that, I think just hard work. I mean, even when the season started out slow and we were 2-4, guys were working real hard, practicing real hard, and I think we just kind of thought it was going to fall through. So I think it's just a testament to all the guys on our team, our coaches, just staying with it, no matter whether it's going good or bad, just coming out and practicing hard every day.
Any other questions, student athletes? Yep, in the front.
Kyle, can you just touch on just the overall quality of their shots at times today? I mean, sometimes when a goalie's going good, it just looks easy, but how did that balance out, the really tough ones as opposed to maybe the ones you had in your stick and thinking, that was kind of easy?
Oh, sorry. Question was for Kyle. Your comment on the quality of the shots taken today. How you dealt with it?
A lot of their shots, our defense was giving them low angle shots, so I was able to see them. But at points, they were just sticking them. I thought they shot the ball really well at times, and they got me near side a couple times where I just thought it was just a great shot.
Any other questions for the student athletes? All right, thank you guys. Okay.
Guys, you can.
Nice test.
Now open it up to questions for Coach Danowski. In the middle there.
Sure, just to go over your defensive plan going into the game, just try to stop, knock, and out, and especially when they were making that run, late fourth quarter.
Question was, can you comment on your defensive plan going into the game, especially concerning Pinnell?
Well, if we were going to try to limit his shots, we held him to 20. I thought that our kids have played some really terrific attackmen over the years. Chris Hibbs played against Ryan Young from Maryland when he was a freshman, and Henry Lobb played against Peter Baum and Steele Stanwyck, and they played against Joey Sankey and Holman and Bitter. We played really talented attackmen over the years. The plan was just to be physical, not to let them really get the ball. Kids kind of don't want to do that. They want to let their man get the ball so they can play them. Then we were going to, the plan was really to shut really 6 and not let those 2 guys connect, 3 and 6, and make those plays. And Billy Connors was not involved really in the slide package. I thought we struggled. We could have slid a little bit more. We were going to come, adjacent slide and rotate, into the Dodger. I thought a couple of times we didn't do that. But I think when it was, 14-7 at that one point, they only scored 1 goal in the third quarter. You feel like what you're doing is okay. I thought in the box in general, I thought we defended them well. But they scored off the break. They scored 1 on man up. They scored a couple on what we call early offense, in transition. So, you got to give them credit. They were explosive and scored in a lot of different ways, which we thought they could.
Yes, in the front here in green.
Coach, you guys were down by 1 at halftime. What did you tell your team then? And when they came out in the second half, it seemed like a whole new team out there. What adjustments did you make?
The question was, what adjustments did you make?
I thought that for us, the kind of mantra that we've been using all years is keep playing the right way, regardless of your opponent, regardless of the score. Figure out what they're trying to do on defense. Run through all ground balls. That was an important stat for us this week. I don't think Cornell had been beaten, in the ground ball battle all year, and so we pride ourselves, when the ball's on the ground. So just keep chasing ground balls, keep getting possession, but keep playing the right way. Was really what we were saying.
Yes, and agree.
John, can you go back to Connors shutting off Mock? I mean, what are the things that you just nailed down cold today from start to finish on him?
I think Mock only scored 1 goal. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 1 and 1.
And I think that was on a kind of in a transition situation where we kind of froze. The pole came down the middle of the field and threw it to him, and he finished the ball. So that was one thing that we certainly wanted to do well. We wanted to clear the ball well, and I think we did a great job of clearing the ball until the beginning of the fourth quarter. And then we turned the ball over 3 times in the first 4.5 minutes, which I thought gave Cornell a lot of energy. They didn't convert, I think, on the first 1 or 2, but then they did. And then at the end, we dropped the ball at the end. Jake Tripucka, after the timeout, to make the game exciting once again. But so an inability to clear the ball there at the end, I thought really hurt us. And probably, if we look at the film tonight, it's going to be more than 3 or 4 times. I think it's going to be the way we grade the film. It's going to be 5 or 6 times that we failed to clear.
In the front here.
John, 16 saves for Kyle. Did you have a sense a game like that was coming for him at some point, especially after struggling a little bit here the last game?
Absolutely not.
Hold on 1 second. Question was, can you comment on Kyle's game, 16 saves?
Absolutely not. You know, this is what, our 20th game, I think. So you start to get a feel for somebody. While Kyle didn't start at the beginning of the year, and then when Danny got hurt, the Loyola game was his first game. You know, Kyle has been solid, but there's never been a time where he's been spectacular. Now, that could be a function of the way you play defense in front of him, and you can't really help that. But you know, his record is now 13-1, so you know he's getting the job done, and we always see tremendous upside for him as he gains experience week after week. But we certainly hope that your goalie is going to make 16 saves, especially in a game like this, especially on this stage. But I think it's tough playing goalie in this environment, the way the stadiums are and the backgrounds. Goalies aren't used to that.
What would you take away from this game as you prepare for Monday's title game?
Question was, what would you take away from this game as you prepare for Monday's title game?
Every Division I game, week after week is 60 minutes long, and you got to keep playing. Whether you're down by 7 goals, like we were against Carolina, or whether you're up by 7 goals, and you just got to keep playing. And that's part of the fun. It's part of the fun is that you're competing, and I think we've all watched enough athletic contests to know we've witnessed great comebacks and teams that fall short. You just got to keep playing and stay true to what you do and who you are.
In the back.
Yeah, Coach, Jordan Wolf, hometown hero, had 3 of his patented goals. Were you able to isolate him a little during that stretch when he really kind of took over?
Well, I
The
think
question was, can you comment on Jordan Wolf's game? Were you able to isolate him a little bit?
I think that Jordan, Jordan is evolving still as a player. He possesses great natural speed, and great skills, but his game is evolving where he's becoming a smarter player. I think our coaches did a terrific job of getting the ball above the goal line, throwing it back to Jordan, and then Jordan was reading the situations. I thought he was extremely patient, much more patient than I've seen him, and taking the opportunities when they were there, but not forcing the issue. He had a couple looks early left-handed where he didn't throw the ball, he released it high to high instead of shooting it high to low, and I thought that if he had released the ball that way, he might have scored a couple more early. But again, he's a work in progress, like all of us.
Speaking of Jordan Wolf, can you talk about why you chose to call a timeout, which eventually led to his goal, as opposed to running the clock out in the 4th quarter?
Question was, why'd you call timeout in the 4th quarter?
I was scared. You try to save both your timeouts to either, if you're behind, to try to tie the game and then maybe win the game. We had used a timeout earlier to settle the team with about 10 plus, which is normally something we don't like to do. But then at the end, we wanted to be able to get organized, get all our people on the field, and then get a defender. We put a long pole on offense. If you notice, they put their goalie on attack, and so they could put more defenders, 4 defenders and 3 short sticks, on that half of the field. And then we put a long pole just in case. We still had a 2-goal. We still had a lead, 1-goal lead. So in case we did turn it over, that at least we weren't going to give up a transition or give up a break. And then Jordan was able to get topside.
Yes, sir.
With Jordan's elite speed and quickness, I mean, when he's isolated at the X like that, is that a matchup you feel pretty favorable with, I guess?
The question was, do you feel favorable about the matchup, Jordan Wolf at the X, the speed and quickness?
Absolutely. He's it's something that's who he is. That's it. That's his wheelhouse. When he has the ball back there, we're still trying to get him to dodge more lefty, and to make himself a little more dangerous. But he is, he's become stronger. As he's gotten older, he can take a beating when he gets to the goal line, and still continue to move his feet and get above the goal line. So, again, he just continues to evolve as a player.
Let's go for it, Cameron.
18 turnovers today. Is that something you're concerned about at all heading into Monday? What adjustments can you make with that?
The question was, with 18 turnovers today, what adjustments will you make for Monday?
Well, there were 9 in the fourth quarter. So, going into, probably no, there's really nothing we can do about it at this time of year. A week of practice would be helpful, but, with only one day, this is who we are. We like to play fast, we like to play up and down, we trust our players to make decisions. Sometimes they don't, but the hope is that they don't linger, that they don't hang their heads if you drop the ball. We have a saying, what do you do if you drop the ball? Go pick it up. And we try to keep it that simple and try to build confidence in that it's not the end of the world.
In the middle.
Going into Monday, is there any team feel matchup better between Denver and Syracuse?
No.
Question was, is there any team you match up with better going into Monday?
No, we're just, extremely thankful, grateful, to participate again. And we would be delighted. Both, Syracuse has a tremendous history. Coach Tierney has done a phenomenal job, out west. So, we would be honored to play either.
Right here, green.
John, the timeout sequence again, calling that the first one at 14-9, and then as they, click, 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 get closer, they're within 2 all of a sudden. Are you on the edge of burning that last one early, or are you determined to just hang on to it until the situation that presented itself at the end there?
Question was the comment of the timeout situation. If you had it set in your mind to save the last one or you had to burn it.
We spend all winter watching Coach K, work his magic, at Cameron, and they have 5 timeouts, and they're always using timeouts, and they can manipulate the TV timeouts, and they're happening every 4 minutes, and we don't have that luxury. We have 2. You do what you think is best for your team at that time. Like I said, traditionally we would love to save them, but you do what you think that this particular team needs, and so today it just it happened to work out.
So on the side here.
Giving up 20 shots to Pinnell, you can't take everything away on defense, but did you decide he was more dangerous passing than shooting, and you kind of give that up?
Question was the comment on Pinnell. Did you decide he was more dangerous at passing than shooting? Try to give up one or the other.
Absolutely. That was the, we were just going to try to be, we're going to try to make it hard for him to get the ball. We were then going to try to be physical behind the cage, and then drive him upfield a little bit. And I thought a couple of the shots, the one, that's kind of dribbled in. You say to yourself as a coach, Kyle's having a pretty good day, and you missed that one. So, what do? We're going to change everything. We had a slide package, prepared. It was also a tough week for our guys. In a very short week, we played Sunday, so Monday the guys were shot. Tuesday and Wednesday we were able to practice. Thursday you have an 8-hour bus ride, and we practiced indoors on Thursday night because we had to be here for the banquet. It was pouring rain, and so we were indoors. And yesterday you get 1 hour. So you have to kind of decide how much new stuff do you want to put in at this time of year that your kids can handle. And then we just thought that let's just not make it too different from what we've been doing.
I imagine during that 15-minute scoreless stretch, you thought you were particularly good at being physical with him, or what was the key there?
The follow-up was during that 15-minute scoreless stretch, you feel like you're doing a good job being physical with him?
No, it was winning face-offs and controlling the ball and scoring goals. So in essence, he didn't have the ball, and they didn't possess the ball. So that's always the best. The best defense is having the ball on offense.
In the middle.
In third quarter, when Duke was on his offensive tear, you guys went 3 out of 4 when you guys were a man up. Can you talk about that?
Question was, can you talk about going 3 out of 4 with man up in the third quarter?
That's something that we've been really concerned about. We were 2 for 10 2 weeks ago against Loyola. Did not play man up last week against Notre Dame. And so, that was an area that we knew that we were going to have to be better at. And I thought, that we were. We put in a couple of things that we thought were specific for Cornell's, how they played man down.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.